When you fire up a new game, you're usually looking for one thing, an adventure. You want to catch every Pokemon, save the princess, or explore every nook and cranny of a huge map. We've all been there, but what if the greatest adventure isn't about saving the world, but just listening to it? What if the most heroic thing you can do is to just be there for someone? Today, I want to tell you about a game that ditches the sword for the coffee spoon. I'm talking about Coffee Talk, and its sequel, Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. These aren't your typical games. They're visual novels, sure, but there's so much more. They might even be the realest games that you'll ever play. Imagine a city, rain-slick streets, towering skyscrapers, and the constant hum of a vibrant metropolis. Now imagine this city is inhabited by not just humans, but orcs, elves, succubi, werewolves, and a whole host of other fantastical beings. This is the world of Coffee Talk. In this world, you're a barista. You stand behind a wooden counter, a quiet, almost silent figure in the background. The cafe is your stage, and your customers are the stars of the show. They come to you not for a quest, but just for a coffee cup and a safe space to talk. The gameplay loop is simple, almost meditative really. A customer walks in, you greet them, they tell you about their day, and then they order a drink. Your job is to listen, to choose the right ingredients, and to craft the perfect beverage. A little latte art on top of that, and you've not only just served a drink, but now you're shown that you are listening to them. In this visual novel, things work a little differently. You don't have any dialogue options. Instead, the drinks you craft are your way of choosing what happens. A drink might unlock a new part of their story, or it might just make their day a little better. The game's narrative structure is brilliant because it's not just a single grand plot. It's a series of interconnected stories. Each night, a new conversation unfolds, building on the ones that came before. You see relationships form. You watch people work through their anxieties, and you witness friendships deepen. There are no high stakes, no countdown to an alien invasion. The stakes are personal, and that's what makes them feel so real. Their stories revolve around the stuff we all deal with, dealing with family, navigating new relationships, finding your purpose in life, and just trying to figure out who you are. The fantasy elements are a brilliant narrative device, a clever way to look at common problems from a new angle. It's a game that makes you see yourself as a vampire trying to live a normal life. The story here isn't just handed to you, it's earned, one conversation and one cup at a time. Okay, the heart of this game isn't the lore or the gameplay, it's the people. The characters who walk through your door feel less like fictional archetypes and more like friends you've made over a late night chat. First up, we have Freya. She's a struggling writer who almost always is at the cafe. She's the heart of the first game, a curious soul who's always got a new story or a new struggle to share. You watch her fight writing block, doubt her own talent, and eventually find her own voice. Her journey is quiet, but powerful. She becomes that one comforting regular who you always look forward to seeing. She's your anchor in the cafe, a friendly, familiar face who helps you understand this world. Then we have Gala, a big, imposing werewolf with a gentle soul. He's just trying to manage his inner beast with meditation and healthy living. His story is one of acceptance and self-care. He's a reminder that everyone, no matter how tough they look, has their own silent battles. He represents a struggle to find peace in a world that feels so loud and chaotic. His friendship with the vampire, Hyde, is a beautiful and unexpected dynamic that shows that different people can find common ground. And in the second game, we meet new faces, like Lucas, a famous social media influencer. His story explores the pressure of keeping up an image and finding real connections in a world built on curated perfection. He has a totally different vibe from the cafe's usual crowd, but his struggles to fit in and be real makes perfect sense here. We also meet Riona, a banshee who dreams of becoming a singer, but faces heavy prejudice since banshee voices are stereotyped as omens of death. Struggling against discrimination, self-doubt, and social barriers, her journey centers on reclaiming her voice, pursuing music, and demanding authenticity. And of course, we can't forget the duo Lua and Baileys. Their love story is the emotional core of the first game. An elf and a succubus. They come from two different cultures that completely disapprove of their relationship. You witness their arguments, their makeups, and their fight for acceptance. Serving them the right drinks feels like a small but meaningful way of saying, I see you, and I'm on your side. So as you can see, these aren't just characters, they're people. And the simple act of serving them a cup of coffee can make you a part of their lives, and them a part of yours. Now, let's talk about the stuff that you don't really see on the box. What makes a game truly special isn't always the flashy graphics or the huge world. It's the small, often overlooked details that make the experience unforgettable. For Coffee Talk, that's the soundscape, the art, and the writing. First, the aesthetic. The art style is pixel art, but it's done with such care and detail. The colors are muted and warm. The lighting is soft and inviting, and every sprite has so much personality. It's a style that feels nostalgic and familiar at the same time, but it also has incredible effectiveness at conveying emotion. You don't need hyper-realistic graphics to feel the exhaustion on a character's face or the relief when they take a sip of their drink. The pixel art just works. Then there's the soundtrack. The music is an essential character in its own right. It's a collection of lo-fi hip-hop and jazz-infused beats that perfectly matches the game's rainy day vibe. It's so chill and calming, it instantly transports you to that cozy cafe. The music isn't meant to hype you up or get your adrenaline pumping. It's there to calm you, to help you slow down and be in the moment. It's the kind of music that you just put on to relax, to study, or to have a deep conversation with a friend. Its presence elevates the entire experience from a simple visual novel to a peaceful, immersive retreat. And the sound design itself is perfect. The sizzle of the milk steamer, the gentle drip of coffee, and the quiet hum of the cafe. Every sound is carefully placed to create an atmosphere of warmth and safety. It makes you feel like you're actually there, in that cafe, far away from the busy, rainy world outside. Next, let's talk about the writing. The dialogue is very grounded, witty, and deeply human. It doesn't rely on huge, dramatic speeches or exposition dumps. Instead, it feels like a natural conversation. Characters talk over each other, change topics mid-sentence, and share stories that feel lived in and real. The game trusts you to be a quiet observer, allowing the story to unfold at a gentle, unhurried pace. It doesn't tell you how to feel. It lets you sit with the character's emotions and come to your own conclusions. The writing is the emotional engine of the game, and it's what makes you care so deeply about every person who walks through that door. The gameplay's simplicity is also a stroke of genius. There's no complex skill tree or inventory. The most complicated thing that you have to do is mix 3 ingredients. This simplicity is the game's greatest strength. It strips away all the typical gaming distractions like combat, puzzles, grinding, and forces you to focus entirely on the narrative and the characters. It gives you permission to slow down, to breathe, and to truly listen. It's a mindful experience in a medium that's often anything but that. By removing the need for skill, it makes the game accessible to everyone and puts the focus on where it belongs, on the characters and their stories being told. When I first played Coffee Talk, I was just looking for something to kill time on the weekend. What I found was something much deeper. It became something of a ritual to me. Every night, after a long, stressful day, I'd make myself a cup of tea in real life, put on my headphones, and step behind the counter of my virtual cafe. It was something that helped me decompress. It was my escape, not from reality, but into a more focused, quieter version of it. I started to genuinely look forward to hearing what Freya had to say about her writing, or if Gala was having a good day or not. Their struggles became real to me, not because of some crazy plot twist, but because they were just normal. The mundane fears, the quiet hopes, the small victories, it was a mirror reflecting my own world back at me, just with more slightly pointed ears and fangs. There was this one moment that really stuck to me. A character came in feeling incredibly lost and purposeless. The conversation was simple but so genuine. I made them a warm drink, and as they left they said thank you. Not just for their drink, but for listening. It was just a line of dialogue, but it felt earned. It made me feel like I had actually made a small difference in a fictional life. And I think that's the magic of Coffee Talk. It's not about the big, grand gestures, it's just about empathy. It's a quiet reminder of the power of a simple conversation and the comfort of a safe space. It shows us that everyone, no matter their background, has their own story and needs a little kindness. In a world of chaos and noise, it's a game about finding peace, one cup at a time. The game's most powerful message is about community. It's about creating a place where people feel safe enough to be vulnerable. It's about the power of small acts of kindness. You don't need to be a hero to make a difference. You just need to be human, or orc, or a succubus. Just anyone who's willing to listen. If it wasn't obvious, I love these games quite a bit. So before we wrap up, I want to add one final note. One that's incredibly important to the legacy of Coffee Talk. In March 2022, the game's creator, Mohamed Fahmy, tragically passed away. Playing this game is just more than a pastime. It's a way to remember and honor a creator who gave us a beautiful, quiet space to find comfort. So, next time you're looking for a new game, don't just look for a world to conquer. Look for a story to hear. Look for a quiet moment of connection in a loud, chaotic world. Go check out the Coffee Talk Cafe. The doors are open, the rain is falling outside, and the coffee is brewing, you might just find that the realest adventures aren't in a far-off land, but right there, across the counter, in a simple conversation. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!